can actually get to. So you've identified what you are passionate about. That's the first step. Remember, that's the first step. That's the very, very, very first step. If you are doing something that you're not passionate about, it might be very, very difficult for you to now package yourself properly because it will look like a job for you. So the first step is to identify your passion or your niche, right? Something that you are willing to keep up with. Like things change. Like there are a lot of changes going on right now. So you know that this industry, this niche evolves over time, but you are ready to keep up with it. And there's no way you can be ready to keep up with something. You're happy to keep up with something if you're not happy about it, right? So that's the first one. The second one is to develop that skill that you've identified, that passion or that niche, right? You have to develop it continuously, improve and update your technical skills. So there are different avenues or ways to do that. Once you've identified something that you really like, um, one way that have helped me, and it is free, right? And I don't know why. I feel like it's underrated. You see, YouTube. YouTube is so underrated. When I learned how to use Corel Draw, I learned that on YouTube. Then I went further to learn Photoshop, YouTube. When I first got my hands into tech and web development with WordPress, not really, now WordPress, it was YouTube. When I started learning HTML, CSS, and onto JavaScript, and then when I finally learned C Sharp and OOP language, it was all YouTube. So I feel like YouTube is very, very underrated, and and people don't really value it. It's an academy on its own. Like it's a school, a free school. When they say the government this in this town, in this city, education is free, I feel like that's what YouTube is. There are a lot of things. There's nothing that you look for that you that you not find on YouTube. Absolutely nothing, right? So anything that you want to learn is on YouTube. So if you don't have money to pay for very structured learning um arrangements like the ones I'm going to mention, then YouTube is your best bet. So if you have a little money to spare, you can do some courses on Udemy. For instance, if I'm not passionate about UI UX design, I can go on Udemy and search for a course. I think Google has a UI UX design course that you can go and you get a proper certification from Google. Google also has this digital skill. The UI UX design, I think it's not free. I don't think it's free, but you can get the financial aid. But the one for digital marketing is free. So once you are done with the course, you get a Google certificate. It's recognized that you are done with this course. So there are other places like Udemy, Skillshare. These are online platforms. I listen. Yeah, you just need to pay little money and then you complete a course. And you get started just to kickstart you like a springboard. Then before now, remember you must have identified your niche and what you're passionate about. Okay, so that's the second level of how to develop your skill. Now, if you have a lot of money and you want to develop your skill like in the shortest amount of time, you can go to a specialized boot camp or a training institute or hub. There are many of them around Lagos, many of them. So there is Decagon. Decagon will teach you in 6 months how to be a software engineer. Um, there's Go My Code. You must have heard about Go My Code. There is what's it called? Is it semicolon? Yes, there's semicolon. There are quite a handful of them in Lagos, around Lagos, and maybe other places in Nigeria. So it's very effective. At least I know for Decagon. Hello, can anyone hear me? Someone said he can't hear me. Is it generally or just okay? I think it's your network, Ajayi Manuel. Why do I feel like I know Ajayi Manuel? I have a friend that's Ajayi Manuel. Eh? Eh. Okay. Okay. So the only catch, right, on with using those specialized training institute is that it's very, very expensive. You have to spend a lot of money. I know Decagon, I know they are very, very good. They can make you a software engineer, in 6 months. They'll take you through the for software engineering, like coding, yes. They will take you through the curriculum. They have a very structured curriculum. They will take you from the basics to the advanced, but you have to do a large chunk of the work, you know, by yourself, because they will give you that enabling environment. They will give you a hostel. It's a camping in Decagon. You just go there for 6 months. You are camping. They are giving you food. They are giving you accommodation. All you have to do is wake up, go to class, study, code, blah blah blah, and all that. So nobody will be there, even though nobody will be there to like hold your hands, guide you. You have to do the work by yourself, but they will just give you that environment, give you the curriculum, make sure guide you, make sure that you are studying and all that, grade you, and you'll see other people studying, so you'll be pumped to do that. But the catch, like I said, it's the money. So for Decagon, I think it's up to right now, I think it's up to 4 million for 6 months. But when you come out, you are a software engineer. So that's something to consider. Remember, we talked about identifying your passion and your niche. Then we went to how to develop your skills. I mentioned 3 ways you can do that. One is free, which is YouTube. The second way, or the second class of ways you can do that, is through online training platforms like Udemy, premium training platforms. Then there's the last part, which is specialized training industry or training institutes that are more expensive. So that's something else to consider. Now, when you've gotten this skill, it is now time to package it. An industry, a manufacturing industry, will produce something that's very, very functional. But if it is not packaged well, nobody will buy that thing. Nobody will buy it. So it has to be packaged well. It has to look good. You know, for anybody to even give it a chance to try it. If it doesn't look good, no one is going to try it. On YouTube, if you upload a video, there's something called a thumbnail. You have to design a thumbnail that people will see. They are not watching the video, they're just going to see that image. With that thumbnail, they are going to make up their mind if they are going to click and watch that video. Your video might be trash. I've watched videos that are trash, but the thumbnail is so misleading. Like, the thumbnail is fine. You click and you think what you are saying on the thumbnail is just the tip of the iceberg. But it's not exactly so. It's not always like that. So what I'm trying to say is it's very, very important to package yourself. Some people will have very, very good stuff, very good content on YouTube, very good videos, but their thumbnail is trash. And then it makes people not to their click-through rates. There's a way to calculate it on YouTube. YouTube calculates that for you. When you upload a video, there's a place you go to and you see your click-through rates. So the click-through, oh God, the Igbo in me is coming out. The click-through rates. So the click-through rates is very, very low because of bad thumbnail, bad packaging. That's something you want to avoid after spending so much acquiring a skill, after spending so much time, spending so much resources acquiring a skill. You don't want your packaging to be trash and for people to jump what you're selling. You have to find a way to package yourself properly, and that is where personal branding comes in play. So I feel like what you should do first is to find, like, your mission statement, your vision. When you enter an office or a company, it's a well structured company, you see this frame on the wall. Our mission is to do this, our vision is to do that. And you discover that everything that company is doing evolves around that particular mission or that vision. So I feel like it should be the same with an individual offering something, offering value. You should know what you are aiming to achieve, what you have, there's something called an elevation pitch, right? And it comes from Elevator pitch. It comes from elevator, from that word elevator. So the concept is that while in an elevator, you have less than 15 seconds, if not 30 seconds, or maybe maximum 60 seconds, depending on the height of the building. You have less than 60 seconds to be in that elevator. What if someone in that elevator you meet a very big business partner, or someone that's that is like, this guy can invest in you, and you just want to pitch what you have to him. What if that happens? Do you need more time, or can you do that in less than 60 seconds? That is an elevator pitch. So packaging what you have to offer in less than 30 seconds, essentially. I think that's the first step, to know what your mission is, to have like a brand statement for yourself, an elevator pitch, right? I am a blah 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 software engineer with strategy in this. I have the capacity to present multiple solution problems and all that. You can package your English. That's something if you don't have, that's something to work on. You can package a very concise block of text of a paragraph that you can, if someone asks, what do you do? That's something you should just push out. Like, it should be part of you. It's an elevator pitch. So when you do that, you now know what's your goal in life, what you are more passionate about. I feel like that's the first step after learning. And remember, I didn't say this. So in that learning part, you must aim to be above average. You must not settle for mediocrity. No one hires mediocrity now, especially now, right? I'm very, very sure that if you are looking for a tailor to make a cloth for you you have taste, right? You are not going for anybody because you want to look good. So no one is going for anybody, just anybody. So they want to go for people that know what they are doing, that are skilled in that thing. They don't want to go for anything, any average person. Because the goal for every company is to be above, is to go above and beyond, is to impress, like be the top. And there's no way they can do that if you are just average. So the thing is, don't be average no matter what. Don't be among the average people. Try and be above average. If you cannot be one of the best, just try and be above average. I would like to say that it is impossible to be perfect, right? But just try to be excellent. I just feel like it's impossible to be perfect, but when you try to be perfect, you can settle for excellence. You are not yet perfect. But when you are striving to be perfect, then excellence is good enough. So don't just settle for what's in vogue, what's available. Do the extra. Find the standard way of doing things. If you're a tailor, go on YouTube, um, watch standard tailors and see their procedures, see how they start, their method of measuring their clients, how they keep records, stuff like that. The standard way of doing things. Even though you not go to a professional school or a very structured school for it, you can find a way to learn the standard way of doing things. Try and adopt that standard way of doing things. You can even evolve your processes and make yours stand out. You can copy the standard way and make it your thing, make another standard out of it that people will copy. So that's what I'm trying to say. Now we are back to personal branding. So after you've identified what you are passionate about, your goal and whatever, your vision, mission, now it's time to tailor, to brand yourself, right? And tailor your application materials. So I want to start from the most important one, which is your resume. You have to make sure that your resume is on point, because when you are applying for a job, they are not hearing from you, they are seeing your resume, they are reading what you have. So when I mean on point, I do not only mean the content of your resume or the value. How are you arranging it? It has to look professional. Like I said, packaging matters in everything, right? So you have 7 years experience in this, you are so skilled, you have done this, you have done that, you have done that. And when we look at your resume, they like, where far will just finish playing. I mean, no one will have the time. Like, they will just say this guy is careless and they will drop it one side. So you have to also know how to package yourself in anything. Everything are packaging. Everything is packaging. No, no, no. Like there are some people that you will see, you go to say they whole. They no whole, na packaging. They iron the clothes well. And it's good for them because that affords them the opportunity to get other opportunities. Right? When you package yourself and you walk in, there's this saying, dress the way you want to be addressed, or you are addressed the way you are dressed. Right? It's true. So the way you package yourself really, really matters. Yeah, we are back to tailoring your application materials, and one way to do that is to package your resume. So customize your resume and even your cover letter. Now there is ChatGPT. ChatGPT can help you with that. So don't just rely on ChatGPT. Own it, make it yours. Um, um, Customize it to your. Allow ChatGPT to do the, what's it called now? The concept. Like sometimes I know you have creative block. You don't know where to start from. Okay, give ChatGPT a prompt, write me a very compelling blah 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 resume. I'm applying for this, or write me a very compelling cover letter. Now, when ChatGPT does that for you, take it and then customize it. Put your real life experiences, own it. Don't be passive. ChatGPT might be passive in the sense that, for instance, you want to say, um, I work with A and B for 30 years. ChatGPT might be like, for 30 years, I've been working. I mean, ChatGPT has a way of rephrasing things and paragraphing things, and it will look very robotic. So what I'm saying is own it and then rephrase everything. You've gotten the idea, you've gotten the concept. That job of that creative block has been unblocked for you. Now you have to own it and then customize it to be you, sound like you, right? That's very, very important because if you don't do that, most companies now use AI detectors, and once they detect that you've done something with AI, it just feels like you are lazy. And when you get in, everything is AI. Why not? They can just get AI to do the job, right? So it's very, very, it's a serious matter in schools, in the academia, because when you apply for a degree, you are required to submit something called the statement of purpose. Yeah, schools are very big, maybe not Nigerian schools. So foreign schools are very big on plagiarism, and they take it as a serious offense. It's a very serious thing. So if you are applying for stuff like that, you don't want to be caught. So you want to allow AI generate it for you, and then you customize it to fit whatever you are doing. So you yeah, I'm sorry, I'm spending time on resume. It's very, very important. It's a very, very important step, if not the most important, because that's what you eventually submit and your cover letter. So I'll just give some tips with resumes. On top of my head right now, um, you should make sure that you are showing figures and values of whatever you've achieved. Don't make it plunky or tacky, or don't put things like date of birth. No one wants to know that. That's not why they are asking you for resume, or your marital status or religion. I mean, does not matter. So make it as simple as possible, if not succinct. You have a header, which is your name. Don't put resume on top. Don't go and write resume then before you put, or CV before you put. No, no one does that. So just the heading should be your name and your surname, then your address. Some standard way of writing resume will require that you put the dates, the last updates you made on that resume. You should just put the dates there so they know, okay, this was the last credential you achieved, or the last achievement, or whatever, and that's the date you updated it. So it should be as simple as possible. What they want to see, apart from your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, another thing they want to see, um most important things they want to see is your experience, where you've worked before. Now, under those experience, after listing the companies, you have to write what you've achieved and show values, show figures. After your, and what's it called? Is it chronological order now? So you start from the last, yeah, from the latest, that the latest place you worked. You start from there. That's something they want to see. Then the next thing they want to see is your project. What have you achieved as a tech person, as a UI UX designer, as a digital marketer? as whatever, as a data analyst, what have you achieved? What projects have you worked on? You start listing the project name, the dates, and then you write how you did them. Just show values, how problems it solved, and whatever. The third thing they want to see is your educational qualifications. Again, in a reversed order, that's the latest. I'm not sure if it is chronological, but I guess it is. So that's the important things that they want to see. Now you can choose to add other things like certifications. If you've done any Google course or all that, you can add the certifications. You can add sorry, you can add that you have some soft skills. Those are not very, very important. The important things are your experience, your education, and your project. Um, in your objective, or like in your opening, after your name, you have to write like a summary of yourself. Don't go and do what everyone is doing. You can work under pressure. It's not generic. Make it, like I said, own it. Have ChatGPT give you like a pointer or starting point, then you own it and personalize it to yourself. When pressure come, you might not handle it. Oh, don't go and talk what you cannot handle. So that's a very simple resume. I don't think referees are very important now. It used to be a thing, not now. So yeah, I'm going to. There's this. If you want to make sure that your resume is good enough, now resume is very important. That's why I've spent so much time on this particular one. So you can go to resume worded, upload your resume, and then they will give you the score. They will tell you places that you need to improve. Yeah, it's very, very helpful. So you can go to resume worded. I'm going to drop it in the chat. So that's about resume. Um, I don't know if anyone is following me. If you're following me, can I say thumbs up or something so I know I'm talking to people? All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's move forward. So that's it about resumes. And the next thing you want to do is to leverage social media. Everyone is on social media now. Everything is on social media. Everything is on the internet. Not just social media, the internet. And let me just go straight to the point. Straight to the point, right? So leverage LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where companies come. Yeah, they come to look for talents. They come and check who is doing what. That's the social media for professionals, for career people, right? So LinkedIn seem like it's not important, like it's one boring app. It is not. For the sake of your professional career, if you are not yet big on LinkedIn, you have to take it seriously. You have to take it seriously. You don't need to be posting. Yeah, you don't need to be posting, but just have an optimized LinkedIn profile. Optimize your profile. Have a professional profile picture or DP. Don't go and put uh, Snapchat picture with your tongue out. It's supposed to be like professional. It's not entirely per se. It's not a social media app, right? But it's a social media app for professionals. Don't start posting pictures, enjoyments. You went to the beach and all that. That LinkedIn is not for that. LinkedIn is for your professional goals, your career, your updates, your achievements, your milestones professionally. So get a good profile picture, something that is a headshot, a proper headshot of you, perhaps not so busy,
Employee.
and you get a good cover photo. I guess that's what it's called on LinkedIn. Optimize your profile. Write about you. That's elevator pitch we spoke about yourself. We now guide you on what to write in your about section. So just develop it. Again, ChatGPT is there, but don't entirely rely on it. Write something from your head while using it, using the guide of ChatGPT. So customize your LinkedIn profile, make it look really, really professional, like you are serious about your career. You don't need to post. Customize your experience part. Like, it's another resume of you, you know. Customize it entirely. Put everything. Connect with industry leaders in your industry, authorities in your industry. Connect with people that you consider mentors and all that you look up to. Connect with big people in business. See what they do. See with their achievements. It will inspire you. It's not just for the connection; it's for the inspiration too, right? So you have to create a professional LinkedIn profile, highlighting your skills, your experiences, and your accomplishments. Yeah, this other part is, if you want to, you can do that. You can engage on people's posts, their accomplishment, and all that. So it's a good way to network and find friends there. You can engage that by engaging. You can engage on industry news, write articles or posts if you want. If you don't want, just make sure you have a proper LinkedIn profile. So you can also use other social media platforms. LinkedIn is the most important one, but you can also use other social media platforms like Twitter. You can write on Medium. You can publish, if you're a writer, you can publish posts on Medium, and Instagram. You can do whatever you want to do, but just don't play with LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is one way to get your branding correctly. So we are basically coming down to the less important thing. Your resume and LinkedIn like are the most important. That's like the climax of whatever I have to say here. So others are just optional. Networking, you can choose to network, not choose. Please network actively. Connect with people who do similar things with what you are doing. Or that if you are a software engineer, connect with other software engineers. It will help you stay in touch with latest trends. You can only know so much, right? So there are so many other things that you hear passively that will catch your attention. You need that connection, that networking for that. You need networking to know when there's a job opening, where there's something. You need that connection. You need to make good friends and genuinely. Yes, there's something I forgot to say. Why getting your skill, right? Why getting the hard skills, hardcore skills, right? Please, please do not neglect the soft skills that are very, very important. Your soft skills are very, very important. The ability to communicate effectively, the ability to work under pressure, that's a skill. Even though you are not going to, please don't put it on your resume. It's very cliche. So, the ability to work with people is a skill. They learn them. You don't just start, like, it's a skill. You have to learn how to communicate, how to pour out, correct people, how to talk to people respectfully. There are so many soft skills you can do. So you are employable. You can work. It's something to be employable, and it's something to actually keep being employed, because without these soft skills, they will kick you out. You can't survive. So soft skills as important as the hard skills. So it's very, very important not to um, look away or shy away from these other ones. So it does not come naturally. Don't I don't believe it does. So it doesn't come naturally. People learn these soft skills, right? Um, there are professional courses for it, for soft skills. So don't take it for granted. Now I mentioned that because it will help you in networking, to help you in your relationship with people. So you must have that good communication sense of, effective communication skill to be able to talk to professionals and sound very good, and sound like you're a professional yourself, and sound like someone that they want to keep in touch with, right? So you can connect with professionals. You can go for events, tech events, like I believe the one ATC communities organizing later in the year or next year. So you can attend Google events like developers GDG. What's it called again? You know what I mean? You can attend yes. So you can attend different meetups. If you're a graphic designer, there used to be Dribble meetup one time, and I think they stopped it. Yeah, I think they're trying to revamp it and start it again. So there are a lot of things you can. What's this? Is it? There's an app called Meetup. There's a web app called Meetup, right? Where you go and see events. Yes, or Eventbrite. Yes. So you can sign up on those apps, Eventbrite or Meetup, and you see tech events very related to or relevant to what you're passionate about, and you attend it, and you are active. You're active in them. You in the events you when they ask a question, you just participate and then meet friends, meet people, be deliberate about it, about networking. Networking is a deliberate thing. Not everybody knows how to do it, especially if you are an introvert like me. So it's very difficult, but then you have to force yourself and know that a tree doesn't make a forest. You need people around you to actually succeed. So that's one way to do it. You can, apart from physically, you can do that online. You can connect with people, join groups, connect with people, send people cool emails. So that's yes, I'm an introvert. I'm a very, very shy person. So you can connect with people um online. There's this concept of cold emails. So soft skills will also give you the ability to write cold emails and approach people appropriately. So there's a it's a skill to cold message somebody, right? You've not spoken to this person before, but there's a particular pattern of messaging email that you construct, and you sound very cold and warm at the same time. You don't sound like you are deliberate, what's it called, that you are desperate, you know or you sound like you have something to offer, and the person has to give you a listening ear. Cold emails. So you can send cold emails or cold messages to people on LinkedIn and the rest, yeah, to get their attention. So that's something. Now, other things you can do, I've passed the most important part. So other things you can do is to stay informed and adaptable. So um always remember I said the goal is to be beyond average, go beyond average. So there's no way you can do that if you are just passive, you're just a passive person, whatever goes. So you have to um learn how to scout for update they always day. So your ability to get those updates gives you an edge, the winning edge, right? So you go get the updates and you stay on top of the update, not just getting the updates. When you get a new update, there's this new technology in town, there's this new AI in town. You go on top of it. You are above the update. You learn it, and then that's one way to stay in touch of yourself, stay in touch with the trends around, the new trends, industry trends, and all that. Yeah, be open to learning, and that's this is very, very important. Just be open to learning. You are working in a place, this is when you eventually get a job, right? You are working in a place. Forget age, right? If person sabi pass you, sabi pass you. So be open to learning. Mm, this is somehow regarded as humility, but it's very far from humility. So you can be confident in yourself and have pride in yourself, right? But you are still open to learning. Yes, so that's basically the point there. So you seek feedback and improve. You just improve yourself generally, right? But just remember the goal or the key. The key is to be authentic and genuine, whatever you're doing, to find your passion. First of all, you find what you are passionate about, what you feel like you have value offering. You have value to offer, right? That you have a lot, that you don't get tired learning this thing. You don't get tired improving yourself in this thing. There are so many things that you start doing and it's very, very boring. You don't feel like upgrading, it's like a job for you. But there are some things that you you'd want to do and you feel like doing it. You're waking up in the night to do this thing. Like you feel excited doing it. So that's the point. Look for that. If you must go into tech, look for that tech that you are passionate about. And just remember that employers are looking out for people above average, the best. There are so many other persons looking for that same position they are looking. Now, the ability to show that you are the best person for the job gives you that edge. Then they will have to invite you for an interview. So your resume is very important because that's what they see. Your resume and your cover letter has to be structured. Please let it be void of errors. Grammarly is there. There's many AIs to help you with that. So let it be void of errors. They would invite you if they see that you're a very structured person. Your resume is organized and fine. Like the right margin, everything is in place, is justified, is arranged, your tables, whatever, however you want to do it, make it fine, right? And presentable. So they will invite you for the interview, and then the interview just show that you have relevant experience in this thing. And I forgot to say, while developing your skills, please participate in projects, free projects, and all that. You can just start. If you, for instance, in software engineering, you can go on YouTube and you say, if you are learning JavaScript, you can go there and say JavaScript project tutorial, and you start building with them. Complete the project, put it in your GitHub, or find um what's it called, Netlify. Is that Netlify? Yes, there's Netlify, and there's some other one, I've forgotten the name. Free sites that you can host front end jobs. Yes, Marcel. Yes, you can sign up on these platforms and then complete those projects and put them there. Now you have things to offer to show in your resume that you've done these projects you've completed. You can join free projects for real life industry experience. Understand? And when you go for the interview, you are speaking from the point um, of of an experienced hire. You might not be that experienced, but you've done projects to show for it. You've done things that they say, what, okay, what, when they ask you what have you done, like you have a lot of things to talk about, and they will be the one to stop you. So I feel like that's very, very important. That's something to really consider. And with all of those said, I think that's basically it. So um you have to package yourself. Basically, the idea is packaging. Yeah, if you package yourself properly, you give them the chance, or you give afford yourself the opportunity for them to even invite you for an interview and for you to defend whatever you have to say. So so that's it, guys. Thank you for listening. I think the next stage now is to, okay, I'll hand over to ATC. Maybe. Okay. So before I got my first tech job, I had completed projects, personal projects. I joined some projects for free. Yeah, you just want that experience. You just want to gather stuff to show for it. A moment, please. I have to close this door. Okay, sorry about that. So I was saying that I had completed some projects, and yeah, I learned how to code, with the help of some people, with the help of an institute, but that it didn't stop there. I had to do more on my own. After that, I went back. I was doing a lot of projects with React, Tailwind CSS, and all that. I applied for so many jobs on LinkedIn. Um, yes, on LinkedIn, and then they will give you, some of them will give you like um projects to do just to show that you can do that. If I see the project and it looks like something that I cannot do, I would get help with the network I've gotten. So that's why networking is important. You need to connect with people who really know these things. So I would get help. There was a time when I was still learning React and front end. Yeah, so this company said I should design a word processing application. Yes, with the toolbar, as you see in Microsoft Word, with the toolbar for H1, H2, bold, italics, and all that. And um, it sounds very big, but it's a very simple thing. So there are frameworks already for that. If you write React, so I think there's Quill something, React Quill or something. So there are frameworks for that if you know React. But I didn't know this. Like it was a very very gigantic thing for me. How these guys can expect me to do that. So I started thinking about ways to do that on my own with just raw JavaScript and React, putting creating states and doing that. That was a lot of work. I had to reach out to people that I know have been doing React, and they told me they helped me basically. And once I did that, that one don't register my head. I don't learn them onto the next, even though I eventually will not get the job. I mean, it's an achievement to me. One time I interviewed with First Bank and they gave me this tax. It's a back end tax with C sharp. I've never done something like that before. Um, this was long ago, Um, it's a very simple thing. Any good software engineer go know, suppose know, right? But then I was still growing. I told you, I was creating projects on my own and all that just to get that skill. So they asked me to design a background service, something that works on its own, so that if a particular time of the month comes, it just um automatically removes money from a customer's account. Like it's an automatic transaction, a recurring transaction with a background service. I've never done something like that. You have to research. And once you research, consult people, that one don't enter for life. If anyone comes tomorrow, I know it. And on my way achieving that particular thing, I'm picking up a lot of things. So that's one way to do it. You go out there, you apply for jobs. Don't be afraid to accept projects, and on the job you are learning. So I actually did um 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 completed projects, applied for jobs, completed several projects before I got this interview. I think I was very, very good with the theory parts. I was really good with the theory. When I attend the interview, I know how to defend all the principles, and that's very, very important. All the principles. I'm talking from a point, from a software engineer point of view now. So I know how to defend all the principles of software engineering, the solid principle and all that, OOP, all the basic things that you want to ask me with the language I'm writing, with polymorphism, generics. I know all of those. Like I can explain, I can use simple everyday things to explain it to you, right? So that wasn't my problem. My problem is the actual implementation, and I needed to work on it. So I was accepting jobs, I was doing it for free, I was building my own personal project, something that I enjoy doing. So it's very, very easy for me to wake up in the middle of the night and work to 3 p.m. the next day. That's why passion is very, very important. Like I feel like when I achieve it, the fulfillment that comes after you see what you've written, writing things, what you've written come to life, it's very satisfying. So that's why you need passion. So yeah, I was doing projects, and that I leveraged on that. That gave me the edge to finally interviewed for the one that clicked. Yeah, so I was not just idle. I don't know if that answered the question.
Hello. Okay. I'm really, really glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. Um, Talking about the branding aspects, I would love to ask. You keep on getting job posts and offers and all of those. Now you have this designed top-notch CV, but then most of the things there is like different experiences and all of those. So how do you tailor the CV strategically towards a particular um, job post? Like what I mean is this. Let's say you're into digital marketing.